They say the best way to tackle projects is to bite off small pieces. This is a big project, and even though I just ate, I don't know how hungry I'm going to be. Hi, I'm Andrew with the Garage Door, and this is my 2000 Range Rover 4.6 HSE, and this is my very eager dog, Roscoe. And we are going to walk you through everything that is wrong with this truck, at least everything I can see, because I bet there's a lot more than what I can see. All right, buddy? Now, I've had my Range Rover for the better part of a week now, and I've put about 60 miles on it. That's all I'm probably going to drive it for the foreseeable future. So we'll focus on some of the cosmetics as we start Project Pegasus. If you missed my last video, I'll link it right here. Paint on this one is in generally pretty good shape. It's called Galveston Red, and it's one of about a half dozen colors Range Rover offered for this model year. And this one has the really cool optional Safari package. It's got this great brush guard, the Warren winch with a fair lead, and the roof rack and the tail light guards in the back. Now, there are a couple issues with it. As you can see, the brush guard has a crack. I'm not sure how I'm going to fix that. It looks like part of the crack is in the front bumper here, which I will be able to address. Replace that little part at some point. The winch is missing its remote, and I'm looking into buying a new one of those. It's also missing the cover, because the previous owner used this cover, which he made out of a trash can. A couple little missing trim bits here and there. These are going to be easy to find. In fact, I think that little part for the windshield wiper might actually be in the truck. And you can see he made this interesting modification up here. He carried a rack on the top of this, like one of those Thule boxes, I think. And I don't exactly know that I would have trusted that. I'm glad I was never behind him on the highway, but hey, at least it'll be easy to pull these off. You can see there's a mount for a CB radio back here, the antenna. Well, everything except for the mount, I should say. And my favorite part is the ladder. The ladder is screwed right into the tailgate here, and that's looks like it's starting to maybe rust a little bit under there. I'll probably pull that off and touch it off at some point. Here's the broken tail light guard. I don't think there's any way to fix this one because I don't have the piece, so I'm going to have to source another tail light guard. The other ones are in good shape, and I'll probably pull them off and paint them with something pretty heavy duty that'll hold up. Passenger side of the truck is generally in good shape as well. Other than this weird spot right here that almost looks like a bullet hole, but it's just rust starting to form. So we'll figure out how to address that. All right, let's climb inside and see how filthy this thing is. Oh, there is dirt. Oh, there is dirt everywhere. The leather that Land Rover used is really thick, soft, high quality, and this thing is still fragrant inside. Like, it still smells good. At some point, somebody's put a lot of fake wood trim on it, and that is all going to peel right off. That shouldn't be very hard for me to remove. Some of the trim is real, like what's around the gear lever there, but everything else has been added at some point and is not original. There are lots of little missing trim pieces on the Range Rover, like this piece that goes with one of the armrests. Here's some pieces that go with the seatbelt buckle in the back seat. And this one has a CD changer, which is right back here, behind that panel that I don't think is supposed to fall down like that. Oh yeah, those are fun lights. Amazingly, everything in here pretty much seems to work, just depending on your definition of work, at least. The radio powers up, and it's got sound from all the speakers.
Brought to you by iHeartRadio and the...
Could probably use a volume knob there. Climate control system has a mind of its own, but it generally seems to blow out warm and cold air when called upon, and it moves the air around as those buttons activate. Heated seats seem to work. The heated windshield seems to work. One thing that's not functional is this navigation system. I can't even find the brains for this thing, so I'm not even sure it's fully equipped anymore, but nothing happens with it. And as you can tell, there's definitely something going on with the suspension. That should not be flashing. Oh, it stopped flashing. Now I mentioned in my last video that this Range Rover has the air suspension still intact. It's been mostly rebuilt over the last couple of years and a lot of it last fall, but it's still sinking in the rear. You can probably see from here that it's probably 1 inch to 2 inches lower in the rear than it is in the front, and there's nothing inside. Taking a look under the hood of the Range Rover, I think there's probably supposed to be a battery cover here. Looks like there's some mounts for it. I have to find one of those. But otherwise, it's really clean under here. And everything seems to work. So even though it's not likely I'm going to be driving my Range Rover very far anytime soon, there's a lot for me to do here. A lot of cleaning and a lot of little projects, and I bet we're going to run into a lot of big picture things. So make sure you like this video and most importantly, subscribe so you won't miss any of my future videos.